Wake up, Skol Nation, because the world is finally coming back to us and the air in Minnesota just got a whole lot more electric tonight. We are hearing reports that are absolutely explosive because Albert Breer is dropping a massive truth bomb about the 2028 NFL Draft heading straight for our home turf in the Twin Cities. This is the kind of news that sends chills down your spine because it changes the entire timeline of our future, and it proves that the NFL knows exactly where the heart of football truly beats in the frozen north. Before we dive into the guts of this massive announcement, I need you to look me in the eye and join this tribe right now, because we are on a mission to hit 3,000 subscribers, and we are not stopping until we dominate the digital space just like we plan to dominate the league. We are building this community together, and every single one of you is a vital part of this purple-blooded family, so hit that button and let the world know that the Vikings are coming for everything. Now let's talk about the absolute bombshell that ownership is currently in Orlando for the annual spring meetings, and they aren't just there for the weather, they are there to reclaim our glory. The expectation is that the Twin Cities will be officially awarded the 2028 NFL Draft, and it feels like a victory already because we have been waiting for this kind of recognition for so long. Albert Breer is basically saying it is a done deal, and the announcement is coming any second now, which means Minneapolis is about to become the epicenter of the football universe once again. Think about the grit and the passion our city shows even when the world tries to count us out, and now the NFL is finally forced to acknowledge that we are the gold standard for hosting these massive events. Our ownership is on the ground right now making sure every detail is perfect, because they know the weight of this moment for every single fan who wears the horns. This isn't just about a draft, it is about our legacy and our identity as a top-tier franchise that demands respect from every other team in this league. We are talking about a massive contingent of our brass making moves in Florida to bring the party back to US Bank Stadium, and it is about time we get what we deserve. The energy in the building when that announcement drops is going to be legendary, and I can already feel the momentum building for what is going to be a historic era for this team. We are looking at a future where we set the stage for the next generation of superstars right in our own backyard, and that is the kind of power move that defines a winning culture. But wait, it gets even crazier because we have been through the fire before, and we know exactly what it takes to host the world while our hearts are on the line. Here is the raw truth that every real Vikings fan remembers in their bones. Because the last time we had a stage this big, it was both a dream and a total nightmare. I am talking about the 2018 Super Bowl, when Minneapolis was the center of the galaxy, and we were just one game away from making history as the first team to ever play a Super Bowl in their own stadium. We all remember that frigid week in February when the Nicollet Mall was packed and the energy was reaching a boiling point, but then we had to face the Philadelphia Eagles in that cursed NFC Championship game. It still hurts to talk about it, because getting smashed by the Eagles and watching them lift the trophy on our own turf was a level of pain that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. They don't want you to remember the heartbreak, but we live with it every day because it fuels our hunger for redemption. The NFL set up Media Row in the food court at the Mall of America, and the whole world was watching us fall apart at the finish line. But 2028 is our chance to flip the script and show the entire league that we are not the same team, and we are not the same fan base. We are stronger and we are more unified than ever before, and this draft is going to be the moment we reclaim our house from the ghosts of the past. We are talking about the biggest sporting event in Minnesota since the 2019 Final Four, and we are going to make sure every person who steps off a plane in the Twin Cities feels the power of the Skol chant. The tension is rising because we know what happened last time, and we are not going to let anyone come into our home and disrespect our legacy again. This is about more than just picks and prospects. It is about healing the wounds of 2018 and showing the world that Minnesota is where champions are born and where the loudest fans in the world reside. Now let's get into the deep strategy of how this is actually going to look, because the plan they are putting together is absolutely massive, and it spans across the entire metro area. If the draft does indeed land here in 2028, we are looking at 3 days of pure football madness from April 27th to the 29th, and the footprint is going to be ridiculous. We are talking about events taking place at the iconic US Bank Stadium, but they are also taking the party to the Mall of America and the Viking Lakes development in Eagan. This is our headquarters and the TCO Performance Center becoming the backdrop for the entire NFL world to see how we build winners. I want you to imagine the redemption arc of this franchise as we showcase our state-of-the-art facilities to every top recruit and every rival executive in the business. But there is a massive twist in the narrative, because while ownership is in Orlando, making this draft dream a reality, the search for our next general manager has hit a very interesting pause. Albert Breer is reporting that the GM search might actually take a back seat until after Memorial Day, because the Vikings are currently the only team in the entire league looking for a new architect. This is a high-stakes game of chess because without any competition for candidates, we can afford to be patient and wait for the perfect leader to emerge. It is like a real-life version of Succession, and the stakes couldn't be higher for the future of this organization. Do we rush the process, or do we wait for the absolute best mind to pair with Kevin O'Connell before the summer break starts in June? I'm being raw and honest with you, because this decision will define the next decade of Vikings football, and the fact that we are moving with such calculated patience shows that we are playing a different game than the rest of the league. We are not desperate, and we are not settling for second best, because we know that the 2028 draft is our deadline to have a championship roster ready to walk across that stage in front of our own people. Seriously, though, I am losing my mind thinking about the potential here because this is the ultimate insider vibe that only a true fan can appreciate. There is a theory floating around that by securing the 2028 draft, we are signaling to the entire NFL that the Minnesota Vikings are entering a window of unprecedented dominance. We are the only team looking for a GM, which means we have the pick of the litter, and we can lure in a genius who wants to be the one on stage in 2028 calling the shots in our own backyard. Unbelievable things happen when a franchise aligns its business goals with its football soul, and that is exactly what I see happening right now. I am telling you this as your friend and as a fellow sufferer of the purple and gold that something feels different this time around. We are moving with a level of confidence that usually precedes a massive breakthrough, and the fact that we are pausing the GM search to focus on bringing the draft home tells me that ownership is thinking 10 steps ahead of everyone else. It is a fast-paced world out there, but the Vikings are slowing down to make sure they don't miss a single detail. I want you to feel the weight of that for a second, because we have been through the ringer, and we have seen leaders come and go, but this feels like the start of a true dynasty. They want us to stay quiet and just accept whatever news comes out, but we are the ones who fuel this machine with our passion and our noise. The insider truth is that the Vikings are building a fortress, and the 2028 draft is going to be the crowning jewel of our resurrection. We are going to have a new GM and a refined vision and a stadium full of the most loyal fans in existence, all converging in one moment of pure football glory. Can you imagine the roar of the crowd when we are on the clock in our own city with a roster that is already contending for a ring? It is the stuff of legends, and it is happening right before our eyes if we are brave enough to believe in it. This is the moment where we tie it all together because the vision for the future of the Minnesota Vikings has never been clearer or more explosive than it is right now. We are standing on the edge of greatness with a potential home draft on the horizon and a front office that is being built with precision and care. I want to see your fire in the comments below because I need to know if you are as hyped as I am about 2028 or if you are worried that we are being too patient with this GM search. Is this finally our year to build a legacy that lasts, or are we setting ourselves up for another round of heartbreak like 2018? I want the raw truth from the soul of this fan base because your voice is the only one that matters in this journey. We are pushing for 3,000 subscribers because we need the strongest tribe in the NFL to show the world that we are not just another team, we are a movement. Hit that subscribe button right now if you bleed purple, and if you are ready to stand with us as we march toward 2028 and beyond. We are building something that the rest of the league is terrified of, and it starts with every single one of you showing up and making your voices heard. Tell me your theories and tell me who you want leading this team into the future, because we are in this together until the very end. This is our house and our time and our destiny, and I will be here every single day to make sure you have the inside scoop on everything that matters to this franchise. The world is coming to Minnesota, and we are going to be ready to show them exactly what it means to be a Viking. Stay loud and stay proud, and never forget that we are the kings of the North for a reason. We are moving forward with power, and we are never looking back. Skol Nation.